Bishop Harold Ray speaking out tonight exclusively to News Channel 5, talking about why he says his nonprofit should not have to pay back millions of dollars to the city of West Palm Beach.
Our Contact 5 team has been searching through thousands of pages of documents that Ray submitted to the city back in October and then again just last week. These are just a few of the pages of what Ray and the nonprofit arm of his church, Redemptive Life Fellowship, have now given to the city. They represent Ray's response to the city's allegations of 21 violations by the nonprofit group while they were building, selling, and maintaining low-income housing. But Ray blames the city for poor management and poor organization.
For whatever their internal reasons are, most of which was obviously the turnover of directors 9 times and other turnover in staff, did not accurately keep records that we had supplied them with.
Bishop Harold Ray points directly to the administrative staff changes at the city's low-income housing development department for the problems. For 8 years, his Redemptive Life Urban Initiatives Corporation has been working with the city. He says the city had a lot of opportunity to raise questions, but never did.
There was no secretive anything being performed by us. They were performed with the knowledge and sometimes pursuant to the explicit direction of city staff.
In one finding, the city questions more than $2 million Redemptive Life spent on construction financing, land surveying, and payroll. Ray says the spending was allowed because Redemptive Life Urban Initiative set up 3 separate accounts, 2 that have restrictions attached to them. Then there was another fund, a discretionary fund, that has no restrictions. It is that pot of money in the discretionary fund that paid more than $60,000 to Ray. Plus, records show another $5,000 went to his wife, Brenda.
They were not federal dollars. They were our discretionary dollars.
The city also alleges Redemptive Life did not comply with federal regulations, but Ray says they followed the city's regulations, and it was up to the city to meet the federal rules.
We have contracts that we complied with. Those contracts were drafted exclusively by the city. We comply with those as written by the city and through course of dealing with daily interpretations by the city. We feel that if they are, the city staff interpretation at time of the project is inaccurate, that we should not be, it should not inure to our discrediting. We complied with live contracts and live interpretations at the time.
When asked whether Redemptive Life and those involved with the project should ultimately be held responsible, he said he didn't think so.
We have been responsible and we have accounted for every dime. They have not been used inappropriately, whether that was by accident, given the city's bumbling and fumbling, or just by the fact that we were integrous in watching the bottom line on the dollars. Secondly, however, we have no contract with HUD. We have a contract with the city. The city contract provides that they are to monitor, assess, and train us.
Now, because the federal investigation is ongoing, no one from the city was able to speak with us about Ray's responses to their findings. City officials did say that they are still in the process of reviewing the documents that Ray recently submitted. Ray's attorney, meanwhile, Willie Gary, says the next step could be a lawsuit if these 2 groups are unable to reach an agreement.